Okay. Okay, I'm going to be testing this and see if this is actually going live as I am testing this from London. I wonder if anybody's here and if you can actually hear me. I'm not sure, so let's see. Right, I can see that I'm now live on LinkedIn, and I wonder if I'm also live on Facebook. Who knows? All right, I'm going to change my banner, and here we go. Well, hello. It's now nearly 12 o'clock in London, where I'm visiting my daughter, who's about to have a baby any day now. And so I'm not in my usual spot in Sydney, and I don't have all my equipment. So I've got my Sennheiser headset because I don't have my giant blue Yeti microphone that I usually have. And I thought that I'd do a quick LinkedIn Live and Facebook Live and test to see if they both come out at the same time. So today's a little bit of a test, but I want to talk about resumes. And so if you're watching the replay and you've got a question, please type in hashtag replay and then ask your question, and I can respond later if you're not on at the moment. I can see that there are a couple of you online at the moment watching, so hello. And if you are able to, perhaps you can, let me just type in, perhaps you can type in, where are you listening from? Because I'd love to know. And I'm in London at the moment, and I'm actually waiting to become a grandmother because my daughter's about to deliver any day now. I've been in London for a week, and I'm very excited to see my new grandchild, which will be wonderful. How did I get this old? I have no idea. So anyway, please let me know if you can hear me or not, because I'm not sure if you can. And I'm here. I can see some of you are watching, and I have a few comments. Let's see if I can see these comments. You can hear me. Fantastic. Hi, Belinda. Hi, Karine. Hi, Mark. Virosh. Suchat, Pradeep, Belinda. Lovely to see you. Okay, now you've tuned in, I hope, because you're interested in what I'm going to say with regard to resumes. And as I say, any day now, there'll be some very happy news from me from London. And I'm sitting here in my daughter's lovely dining room, and the sunlight's streaming in because it's about midday in London now. Okay, so what about your resumes? If you are not getting results from your resumes, what's probably happening is that you're not tailoring your resume to suit. So I'm going to give you a few tips today so that you can really adjust your resume so that you can start to generate a few more results. Okay, so one of the big mistakes that people make when they send out their resume is that they spend a long time crafting an incredible resume. They think it's amazing, and they put the kitchen sink in there. And when you put the kitchen sink into your resume, it means there is too much information. Remember, we're looking at about 2 to 3 pages only for your resume. And if you have more, it just means people have to filter through to find what it is that they're looking for. There are two things you must remember. There's a difference between a resume and a curriculum vitae, or a CV. People use that word in Australia interchangeably and incorrectly, but because they do it, you don't know what you're supposed to be sending when someone asks for your CV. In a corporate arena, what they're really asking for is a resume, which is a synopsis of your career highlights that's relevant to the reader. That's what a resume is, a synopsis of your career highlights that's relevant to the reader. Did you know that? There's a difference between resume and CV. If you didn't, then do type in the chat box. I'm just going to refresh this so that I can see if anyone is commenting on this at all. Oh, I've got a few extra comments. So yeah, I'm just having a look here to see. And I see I've got people from Sydney. Mark's in Sydney, and Pradeep's in Mumbai, Belinda's in Sydney, Tran's from Vietnam, Javier is from Spain. Hello. Karine's from the Central Coast. You're now in Hong Kong. How are things in Hong Kong, Karine? And Oh, Mark, thank you. Mark's telling me that I'm live on both on Facebook and on LinkedIn. So you're checking me out on both places. Thank you so much. That's fantastic. Okay, so anyway, back to resumes, because I want this to be value, and I won't waffle on for too long, because we're going to be going out for lunch in a minute, because it's such a lovely day in London. Unusual because it's been raining quite a lot. But anyway, back to resumes. So a resume is a synopsis of your career highlights. Curriculum vitae officially are used in academic or scientific circles. So, oh, hold on, I need to, well, get rid of that. This is the danger when you've got phones all over the place. I've got my London phone and I've got my Sydney phone here as well. Where was I? Okay, so curriculum vitae are used really in scientific or academic circles, and they will want a long curriculum vitae, all right, because they'll want everywhere where you've ever worked, every patent you've patented, every paper you've written, all of your academic qualifications, if they're truly looking for a curriculum vitae within, say, R&D at the University of Sydney, for example. All right. But in the corporate world, a resume is a synopsis of your career highlights that's relevant to the reader, the keyword being relevant to the reader, so that when they screen it, everything that they see is like, oh, yes, tick, yes, tick, yes, tick. And that's exactly what they're looking for, because a resume doesn't get you a job. You know that, don't you? All a resume does is get you a phone call. That's it, the phone call. And then once you get that phone call, what comes out of your mouth is what will generate the interview face to face, if what you say is compelling enough as well. Okay. Now, the thing is that you won't get that phone call if your resume doesn't attract someone's attention. So what I'd like you to do is to think about the job description that you read online or wherever it is that you know there's a JD there, and go through and highlight all the keywords, which could be specific skill sets or qualifications or certifications. There'll be a lot of things that they're actually looking for. I'd love to know, do you tailor your resume? If you do, can you type in the chat box as well and just let me know, have you tailored your resume for every single application? Or have you been sending the same generic resume for everything and blasting out? As you know, sometimes when I'm working with a new client, what they say is that they've sent out 100 applications and nothing's happening, and that's because it's 100 of the same resume for all these different applications, which is a silly thing to do. You really need to think, this company is looking for this type of professional. Am I highlighting the skill sets that will really help solve the problems of that particular company? All right, so you must always tailor your resume. Now, one way to tailor it that is an easy way to do is if you get a highlighter pen and you highlight all of the keywords in the job description and then make sure it matches in your resume. But that's time consuming. So I've got a little hack for you that makes it much easier. Here is a link. Okay, here's a URL that you can go to called jobscan.co. This is fantastic. If you go to jobscan.co, and if I could share my screen, I would love to do it to show you how it works in action. I'm not even sure if I know how to do this as I'm streaming this. I'll test it in a minute, but let me tell you about JobScan. So with jobscan.co, if you go there, write it down so that you can go and test it after this live. Go to jobscan.co, you copy and paste all the information in a job description into one field in jobscan.co, and then you copy and paste your resume into the other field. Then you click scan. Right? Now, you get a few free scans when you're on jobscan.co. Just sign in via your LinkedIn profile, and you can do that. After a while, they want you to pay, but why not just do a few for the jobs that you really want to do well in, and use the free version until you need to pay. I don't like you to pay extra money if you don't have to, okay? So once you click scan, what it does is it scans through everything in your resume, and it scans through everything in the job description, and it apportions you a percentage match. What we're looking for is an 80% match to the job description, because then it's more likely that your resume will get read. I hope that's helpful. Has anyone used JobScan before? I'd love to know. So if you have, can you type in the chat box and see? Let me see if anyone's saying anything. Lillian, you're there as well. That's fantastic. Karine, you're an independent international executive search consultant. That's fantastic. That's so good. I love collaborating with search consultants. So let's connect, Karine, because that would be amazing. Okay. And what else? Company sponsor. Pradeep says, whenever I apply for a job in London, it's always rejected due to work visa. Well, the thing is it depends on the companies. If you're able to demonstrate, this is just a quick response to Pradeep's question here about work visas in London. If you can demonstrate that you are the one who can solve the problems for the company, you really need to make sure that you can network and talk to someone. If they're going to choose between someone with a work visa and one without, of course they're going to go for the one who's got the work visa or a local resident. All right, but I just want to go back to JobScan for now. So with JobScan, once you've scanned it, people will be looking for 80% match, and in if you have a high percentage of the skills, experience, aptitudes, personal traits that they are looking for. Give it a go, because it'll just make your application so much easier and smoother as well. It's not 100% guarantee, but it certainly will help, because I see too many resumes, especially when I'm working with my clients, that when they submit the resumes and we do a check, it's only about 20 to 30% match. And that's not quite going to cut it. Okay, so make sure that any of the keywords that you put in there obviously must be what you can offer. Don't put willy-nilly words in there, okay, just for the sake of the match. Some people go, oh, maybe I can cheat a bit and put everything that they're looking for. No, don't do that. Be honest. You've got to be honest in your resumes as well. But make sure that you highlight what you have that is relevant for them. Does that make sense? I'd love to know how that goes for you. And if it works, let me know. And if you feel a little bit stuck, then please find me at janejacksoncoach.com. Let's see if I've got got my website here. No, I don't. But if you can follow me here though. If you follow me on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, you can ask me the questions there, or of course connect with me on LinkedIn. Give me a personalized note when you want to connect, and then ask me a question there, because I'd love to be able to help you. If you go to my website, janejacksoncoach.com, you can also connect with me there, and you can ask me questions and send me an email too. So this is just a really quick LinkedIn Live, because I haven't done one for a few weeks because I've been in London and I'm just waiting for my daughter to have her baby. Very exciting. If you've got a question, type in replay in the comments, and I will respond to them once I've had time to go through all of them. Okay, so lovely to talk to you. I will be back with some news soon, I hope. And when I'm back in Sydney, I'll do a really valuable LinkedIn Live for all of you. So for now, I'm going to say toodle pip, and I'll check and see how this worked on Facebook too. So bye now, and thanks for watching.